it is Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. Something about running a fight or something. This was it.
Elon Musk has never underpromised and overperformed. He has only, throughout his career, if you look at every single aspect of his life, he has only overpromised and underperformed. And he's never been punished for it. Charlie posted a video. This
Underperform, huh?
I'm wrong more often than a March Madness bracket. If I was a meteorologist, they would have me publicly executed at the town square while people throw
I'm gonna go
tomatoes
pee
at
real
me
quick as
because I
well.
would legitimately never predict the weather correctly. And I almost think
Going
that's more
away
impressive
bad
than I
party.
can't even accidentally get a prediction right. But that doesn't mean that I don't like to keep trying. So that's what I'm doing today. I may be 0 for 100 on predictions, but we're about to change that. The curse will be lifted. Statistically, you gotta get one right eventually, and this is my one. I know for a fact Elon Musk will never fight Mark Zuckerberg in a real fight. Now, maybe they get together in the octagon and play a game of patty cake or a little slap boxing
why would
with head
they?
like straight out of SpongeBob karate episode or something, but they will never actually have a fight. For those that don't know, for the last couple months, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg has been posturing that they're going to fight each other, like in a legitimate
What?
fight. But I just
No,
don't think that's
so-
going to happen. I think this is all just publicity and attention because Elon Musk loves attention. He feeds on that more than a plant feeds on sunlight. Elon Musk photosynthesizes.
This
attention
was a
the same way
drama, I
plants do.
guess.
It's how he
More
lives. So I
popular.
think that's the actual motivation here is just to keep his name in people's mouths because there is no way he has ever thrown a punch in his life. His body is built like a tub of mayonnaise. It looks like he's smuggling 6 bowling balls in his torso. I don't think his confusing body geometry would even allow for him to throw a punch. It'd be like trying to stretch a wet spaghetti noodle. There's no way he's ever trained nor ever even thrown a punch at a punching bag, I don't think. So this would just be a ridiculous
Yeah,
fight
and
to
like
take because
Jeff
Mark Zuckerberg,
Bezos.
the fucking goofy soulless android straight out of Skynet, actively trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and actually just won a gold and silver medal in a Jiu-Jitsu
Okay,
tournament a month
that's
ago.
pretty good.
Which initially that headline didn't impress.
He trained in the metaverse. He absolutely did not train in the metaverse. He absolutely did fucking train in the real verse, in the universe. He's peeled. He's peeled. You have to respect it. I hate that like Mark Zuckerberg, who's a horrifying lizard person and a
Mark
monster,
Zuckerberg will
was able to
absolutely
genuinely do
win
something
then.
that most human beings would look at and respect. I hate to give it to him. Not only did he do it right, but also on top of that, he set
Just
his
a
targets
billionaire
on the
drama.
only other billionaire that is just as annoying, if not worse, than he is, Elon Musk. That's the difference. And now he has, in a very clever way, created a universe where even someone like myself would be championing him. Like I think it's great. I want him to rip eyeballs out of his sockets, okay? I want him to fucking go for the throat. I want him to do permanent damage. Winner gets all the data stolen from social media users. I think they're gonna keep doing that. It's great. Rarely ever, listen. Rarely do you ever get the Roman upper crust fighting in the Colosseum, okay? In a gladiator battle. It's usually peasants, slaves, former champions that were enslaved after conquest. It's never the actual, grape-eating, slave-having, concubine-having emperors that actually go out there and duke it out. And I want to see that really fucking bad. And anyone that says that they don't want to see it is lying, okay? Straight up. Who wouldn't want to see that? Especially because both sides have different advantages,
But they
okay?
want to eat
Mark Zuckerberg is actually in shape and has been training a lot. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has not been training at all and is in horrifyingly bad shape, has like the craziest chest you've ever seen. And I don't mean like in a sexy way. I mean like he just has like a massive barrel chest. His balance is all fucked up. Looks like a goddamn tub of mayo. And on top of that, he has no cardio whatsoever. So the situation is, well, I mean, let me talk about his pros though in this situation, because he is a lot heavier, right? He is a lot heavier. Here's a highlight video of Mark Zuckerberg and I training jiu-jitsu. I look forward to training with Elon Musk as well.
Lex Fridman, huh?
This is Lex Fridman's universe, dude. This is like the happiest he will ever be. Just grappling with like billionaire lizard people. Oh my god, he looks so happy.
Nice.
Didn't he also do one with Elon as well? Where's the one with Elon? The thing is, I don't know shit about fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let's be real, okay? I don't know
Lex
anything
Fridman
about
with
it.
Elon Musk too.
Okay, looks kind of gay to me. Good on them. Pretty sure he also trained with Elon Musk. They didn't upload those videos. I wonder why. I wonder what that says about Elon Musk's skills in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay? I think the advantage that Elon Musk has over Dick Zuckerberg is that he is, he's a lot fatter. He's got a lot more weight. I don't know how that works in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know if they're training and they're going to fight in MMA. I don't know what the battle is, like what the battle boundaries are going to be. Like, is it no holds barred? Are they doing mixed martial arts? So like BJJ is allowed and so is stand-up fighting. Because there are certainly areas where Elon Musk could potentially get a lucky jab or something like that. If they're doing like a stand-up fight, you know what I mean? Weight does mean a little bit in fights. That's why there are weight classes. However, the one thing that doesn't matter, okay, the one thing that does not matter is if one side is just not trained at all and the other side is pretty well trained. Does that make sense? I also don't know what the like what the rules are. I don't know what kind of fight they're going to be engaging in.
Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk will not be close. The internet has broke these past couple of weeks with rumors of a super fight in the cage between two tech giants, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. This fight first sparked when Elon Musk tweeted, "I'm up for a cage match if he is LO."
Which is so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Yes,
Why
yes,
you
okay.
goated it? It's so stupid. You're such an idiot, dude. Of course you were gonna chicken out.
Well, in response to a potential meta project called Threads that seeks to rival Twitter. Mark would respond on his Instagram story with the words, "Send me location," and when this got to Twitter, Elon would respond with, "If this is real, I will do it," 2 fire emojis. And from here, all hell would break loose. Playful jabs over Twitter.
I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Mark Zuckerberg, I'm using this till the end of time. I'm just
Until
constantly shitting on him.
Khaled.
Send me location is a classic Khabib line. Yes, exactly. That's what he did, which was kind of cool.
Yeah,
And I hate
Khabib.
to admit that because I hate both of these fucking clowns. Oh my god, it's like the classic Joe Rogan sentiment, which is mixed martial arts will actually develop person skills and also give you like real confidence in the real world. It has happened to this android of a human. Okay, he started training really fucking hard. He fixed his body up. He now has like he now comes across like a normal human being, which I hate. I hate that. This is making Zuck look like a human being a little bit. When paired up with Elon Musk, all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, Mark Zuckerberg, definitely, I'm rooting for him. Like, I want him to rip his dick off and twist it.
And Instagram
Huh?
soon evolved into an actual fight event with talks of Dana White hosting the event under the UFC
I love he's licking his lips like, yeah.
banner in an MMA cage, and based on his TMZ interview,
His
he
photo
was serious
choice.
about setting up this fight in an actual UFC card. John Jones even tweeted that he would help train Mark Zuckerberg, and in response, GSP said he would be helping Elon in his corner. And in a recent pic posted by Lex Friedman, it shows Elon potentially training alongside GSP and legendary coach John Danaher. Additionally, there's been rumors of the Italian government even trying to get this fight in the fucking Coliseum. And as much as I would love to see this fight actually be made, if this fight were to actually happen, it would not.
Yeah, it's not great because the AI image that they're using of Elon Musk is of a much younger Elon Musk who doesn't look like that. And the AI image that they're using of Mark Zuckerberg is also a Mark Zuckerberg that doesn't... Wait, but they kind of look like one another in the AI image. What the fuck's going on? That picture of Elon is like 20 years old, man. He doesn't look like that no more.
Yes,
Also, why does Mark
AI
not look like
pictures,
Elon? It's weird.
Not be close, and here's why.
Yeah, it's
Starting off
kind
this
of
breakdown,
weird.
let's go over the basic physicals. Just to note, most of these numbers are just estimates of what I could find on the internet, so it could be more or could be less. Mark Zuckerberg is 39 years old, stands at about 5'7" and weighs at about 155 pounds, and his reach is unknown. Elon Musk is 52 and towers over Mark in comparison, standing at 6'2" and weighing around 200 pounds.
This is why I said the stand-up portion of the fight could go either way, in either direction. That's why I don't know
Different
if it's like a
weight
straight BJJ fight or if it's like his weight is not just over 200 pounds. He's like at least 260, okay?
Yan
Maybe
is
250.
to
I'm sorry.
MMA.
The idea that Elon is anywhere near
Or
200 pounds is fucking silly. I'm
striking
6'4",
and BJJ.
245 pounds, and I have a fuck ton more muscle mass than this fucking goon, okay? No shot. That dude is all... said he's 300. Elon Musk says he weighs 300 pounds. And if the Zuckerberg cage match becomes a long fight, Zuck will win on endurance. The only aspect of this fight is if... I don't know how well or how much Dick Zuckerberg has trained on striking. But Elon does have a reach advantage. That is the reason why I think it's a little... Elon will absolutely have a reach advantage, and he absolutely has a weight advantage. So, depending on how good Zucker is, because the only
Yes,
thing we know
he's
about Dick
taller.
Zuckerberg is that he's very good at BJJ. That's the only thing we know. That he's actually pretty decent at BJJ, right? But we don't know how good he is at striking. And BJJ is you know, you need to, like, if you're doing mixed martial arts, if it's not just like a straight jiu-jitsu fight, obviously, in that situation, the stand-up portion is going to be really interesting. Almost all MMA fights go to the ground at some point. Yeah, except I don't think either of these dudes know how to take a punch. That's number one. So the person with the reach advantage and the person with the weight advantage could absolutely thrive with something lucky. He opens up with like a lucky-ass fucking strike, and the situation could be very different. Ultimately, though, if it goes to the ground, I think Dick Zuckerberg will cook him, okay?
Yes,
I don't think Elon has
MMA
knockout power or anything like that,
analyst.
but it's not like these guys aren't super well-trained fighters, I assume.
Pounds based on these shirtless pics. So if you're not a fight fan, you would probably see these stats and say Elon should be able to dominate Mark based on the sheer size difference. But I'm here to argue it's going to be the other way around, despite such a
Yeah,
large
he's kind of
height
old
difference.
though.
Now, if we get into the MMA experience of both men, Mark Zuckerberg's MMA experience is much more advanced than Elon, who practically has no training. About 9 months ago, Mark Zuckerberg posted some clips of him doing MMA training and even did a little promotional video of Metaverse where he fought Alexander Volkanovski, and I have to admit, he looks very good based on these videos. Though he says he's a beginner, his striking is not bad. It's definitely tight and you can tell he's a beginner, but he has decent form for his punches and he turns his hips when hitting his low kick. But what really impressed me was his jiu-jitsu. From podcasts, I think Mark has been training purely in jiu-jitsu for over a year and possibly months before he got into MMA training. And also a couple weeks before this, news broke that Mark legitimately won a jiu-jitsu tournament, and from videos of his training, it definitely looks like he's past the beginner stage of jiu-jitsu and knows what he's doing. And I haven't even mentioned that he could do this. I think the first 10 minutes or so of his interview with Lex Friedman in his second appearance gives great insight into his understanding of jiu-jitsu and MMA in general.
This motherfucker put legs in the metaverse specifically so he could do this fight sequence.
But essentially, he has recognized the initial difficulty of learning a martial art and how he had to fail several times before succeeding. And I think his use of semi-location just shows he is truly a fan of mixed martial arts. This is in sharp contrast to Elon Musk's training and MMA thinking or lack.
Zuck is likely getting exclusively privately trained too, so his growth might be faster than normal for his physicality. I don't think so. Let me tell you why, okay? I don't think Elon Musk is actually training for this. I'm not even kidding. Elon Musk has never underpromised and overperformed. He has only, throughout his career, if you look at every single aspect of his life, he has only overpromised and underperformed. And he's never been punished for it. Okay? He's never done the opposite. There's never been a moment where he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually really bad. And then like it turns out he's really fucking good. That has never happened. So judging by his Twitter fingers versus, or looking at his past record on this, I do not believe even for a moment that he is actually putting in the time and effort necessary to learn mixed martial arts and to have a level of proficiency that will allow him to not look like a fucking clown ass when he's in the octagon. There's no shot. No amount of steroids and working out is going to get you there when you gas out in the first 30 seconds of high intensity cardiovascular activity. A lot of people do not understand this. A lot of people who have never done anything that is like super high intensity recognize how incredible your cardio needs to be and how very different your cardio needs to be in order to fight. Okay? People don't realize it. You are going to get winded in the first 10 seconds of the octagon. Your adrenaline is surging. Okay? You are terrified. Your heart is pumping out of your mouth. You can fucking feel it. The amount of cardio necessary for boxing, for any kind of stand-up fighting, or especially for mixed martial arts, is insanely high. If you've never done any of that, you will never understand it. It's technique for the most part. A lot of fighting is technique and also cardio. Elon has neither. Mark Zuckerberg, on the other hand, has both over Elon, especially. It just does not look good for Elon at all, and it's not something that he can like learn in a short period of time either. I don't think that he can like, upload that to the fucking Neuralink, okay? It's just not something you can learn in a short period of time at the age of 52, is what I'm saying. Like, when you think about what Mark Zuckerberg has done, one, much younger than Elon, two, has been training consistently for probably a year plus, maybe even longer than that. That regimen and the way that Mark Zuckerberg has been able to achieve such impressive feats in BJJ over such a short period of time can only be done, at that age especially, can only be done by someone who is a billionaire, okay? Or someone who at least is like a multimillionaire with a lot of fucking free time. You can't even do that. You can't even do what Mark Zuckerberg is doing, okay? Even that is like not accessible to the average person. Unless they're like 20 years old and just starting out or some shit. Because there's recovery. There's also muscle mass that you need to build. A lot of these moves are not super easy to pull off. You need to start getting your body ready, getting your body used to moving a certain way. I don't think anyone who has even a like novice understanding of mixed martial arts would ever fucking look at this matchup and think like Elon is going to come across the victor, unless in the stand-up portion, Elon is able to somehow catch Mark Zuckerberg in a really, really lucky hit. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is probably that good at taking punches. I would assume his level of Brazilian jiu-jitsu is great, but his level of like defending himself from strikes, like it's probably not that good. I'm lifting weights throughout the day preparing for the fight. Don't have time to work out, so I just bring them to work. Elon, what is the point of the fight? Is it to motivate you to work out? It's a civilized form of war. Men love war. Brutal honesty. Do you think you can 1v1 the Zuck? Fuck no. No, I'm not a trained fighter, chat. I've told you guys this so many times. If you are actually someone who's training for fighting, you will probably cook me. Most people will probably cook me, especially if you've like, competed at any level. You are in good shape, though. Okay, I am not Bradley Martin, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that just because I'm a fucking big dude who is physically fit, that means that I can easily destroy many people, unless I train. It's a very different ball game. If you train specifically for fighting, think about it this way. Okay? I'm a firm believer that if you have strong enough willpower and can engage in repetition, you can master anything you want to master, regardless of what age you're in. Okay? I do believe that. Obviously, you need a fuck ton of free time to be able to do that. You need a lot of money to be able to do that. But you can. It's still achievable, right? It's not impossible. Okay? 100%. When I trained BJJ as a newbie, I used to lift 415 pound deadlifts, and a skinny kid could still beat the shit out of me because of experience. Exactly. I mean, I think martial arts are sick. I think they're dope. I've only ever done like cardio kickboxing or cardio boxing. I've never actually done like serious fight training. Okay, but something that I've always explained to people is that this is a real Baki line actually. In the latest Baki, they talk about strength versus technique. Okay, towards the end of the season, which is really good, by the way. Pickle, what is it? Neolithic man, okay? The caveman is pure strength. Baki is strength and technique, okay? So what does the 4,000-year Kung Fu guy say? He says, well, actually, no, it's not even him. It's the one that who says at the end of their fight, he says the moment that Pickle uses a technique, he is technically lost because techniques were taught for the weak to fight the strong. If you are strong, you do not need technique.
What?
Baki's so dumb, but I love it, okay?
I don't think I agree with that.
Because that level of disrespect is perfectly appropriate.
It's from a movie or some story, but
Elon has actually been training with some of the best technical fighters. They've described
need training for strong and weak.
Explosive, doesn't know when to stop, so this fight will be interesting. Technique is created specifically to outsmart the strong, to defeat the strong, and technique is king. in a situation like this where there are boundaries. It's not like a fucking street fight. But even if it was a goddamn street fight, I think Elon would still get cooked because he's super out of shape.
lack thereof. I don't know if Elon's
I
thinking has
mean, in a
changed
street
since he's
fight,
done
anything
training
can
sessions
happen.
with
I
jiu-jitsu,
mean,
but he has said in the past that he has a patented move called the
you
walrus,
can
which
pull out
just
the
rolls on
gun.
top of you and you can't really escape. But anyone with a little jiu-jitsu training knows that's a bullshit move, and it's practically the first position you learn to escape from.
The fuck?
Elon's lack of MMA knowledge, I don't think he recognizes the difference in skill between he and Mark
That's so funny. He says that. He would get choked so fucking fast, his head would start spinning, literally. Like, he would be out of breath, and he would probably get knocked the fuck out.
Zuckerberg, and I honestly think he thinks his size advantage will solely win him this fight. Now that we have their background established, let's break down the actual fight and modes to victory for both fighters. I think this is a classic smaller skilled guy versus the bigger unskilled guy. For Mark Zuckerberg, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He has a big head start when it comes to training, and really, he just has to hone his skills against a specific target in Elon Musk. Mark has said in his Lex Friedman podcast that he's typically the smaller guy amongst his friends and training partners, so he's probably used to fighting guys that are much bigger than him, and he probably has techniques for going up against bigger guys, both striking and grappling wise. Considering Elon's game plan is probably going for the walrus, I would say escapes from the bottom are really big for Mark Zuckerberg. Mark could also even consider submissions from this position as well, and transition into a triangle, which he could definitely pull off.
Now they acknowledging that very seriously.
Striking, I think movement is going to be a big factor in this fight for Mark. And considering his youth, size, and overall training, I would assume that Mark has the speed and movement advantage here, and he definitely needs to capitalize on this in the fight. Though we've only seen a few clips, I really like Mark's striking combinations that end in a really solid low kick, and I think that's a combo that would be very effective against Elon. Mark would be essentially chopping down a big South African tree with hard leg kicks to Elon's lead leg. This would further exploit the speed and movement advantage that Mark already has on Elon, and basically
I do think that, no, I think that Elon Musk's legs would fucking blow out immediately, dude. Are you kidding me?
debilitate Elon, rendering him even slower. And from here, Mark Zuckerberg can do whatever he wants. He can light up Elon Musk, he can take him down. Essentially, he has a very slow target in front of him that gives him a lot of freedom to do practically everything he's trained for. And finally, another thing Mark should keep in mind is working the clinch. Elon is probably out of desperation going to clinch in this fight if Mark continues to strike in volume. I haven't really seen it from Mark from the little striking footage we have, but Mark could work elbows and knees whenever Elon goes for a more standing walrus approach. As for Elon, I wouldn't say this fight isn't absolutely impossible for him to win. He really just needs to train specifically to take full advantage of his size difference. This fight, if it were to happen, would probably happen by the end of this year, giving each fighter 3 to 6 months to train. And so that's a very short period of time for Elon to prepare. He really doesn't have time to train MMA traditionally. He really only has time to train for this fight specifically and train for tactics specifically designed for this fight. So what are those tactics? For one,
No.
the walrus isn't this.
No, he's not even, first of all, he's not even doing that, okay? They're just going to fix the fight and take the bag, or more likely it won't happen at all. No, it won't happen at all. There is no fixing the fight and taking the bag. What are you talking about? These two, both of them are fucking billionaires. If anything, this is like entirely about, this is not about money. This is about the one thing that you can't really get.
Yeah,
This is
they
the
will
one thing you
never
can't get with
buy.
money.
Stupidest idea in the world. It just
Also
needs to be
think they will
adjusted.
buy now,
Considering Mark
actually
has jiu-jitsu,
delusional.
Elon again can't just get away with just laying on top of him. Elon has to learn how to get full mount or top control and basically lay on him and learn to use his weight correctly. A big thing Elon has to learn is where to place his legs and utilize them to control Mark from the top. He also has to be careful of not being in Mark's guard, as that's probably Mark's game and where Mark wants Elon to be, so escaping from guard is very important. As far as striking goes, straight punches go a long way for a longer fighter. Assuming Mark doesn't have Volkanovski type reach, I think it's safe to say Elon probably has a longer reach than Mark.
This jab.
Elon, straight punches fully utilize his reach advantage, and all he really needs to throw is that jab and maybe a straight rear hand if he finds a good opening. Another thing he has to learn is circling on the outside, as Mark is definitely going to look to close the distance, so jabbing and circling around would be his best bet. Though I've shown Elon does have modes to victory, I think his probability of victory is very, very low. Mark Zuckerberg has a huge...
I love this. This fight is so stupid. Elon is distracting him with Twitter, SpaceX, etc. Mark has lost billions on Facebook. What has Elon lost? It's literally two tech billionaires that have lost a fuck ton, billions, on social media companies, competing social media companies. For that reason, it's hilarious. Yes, Dick Zuckerberg is awful, dumped a shit ton into the metaverse, which was a abject failure. Elon bought Twitter for $44 billion, was forced to, and now we all have to live in that universe where the absolute dumbest idiots have the biggest podium. Yeah, orada bir yerde ben de bilmiyorum nerede. I can't find it either.
I guess.
Elon's motive to ask for this. Mark sure as shit did not approach him first. Yeah, no, that's right. Elon is the one who actually was the one who was talking shit. He brought it up unprompted for no fucking reason. Which, at a certain point, we have to realize, like, no matter what happens, I think we always assume that, like, well, they're billionaires. They got to be, like, kind of smart. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're, making moves in a rational manner. And I think you just have to realize, like, no, they're not. Like, I don't think they are. I do not think that Elon Musk makes moves in a rational manner. I think that he is just, he's a fly-by-the-wire kind of guy who absolutely is just, like, just saying dumb shit, knowing full well that he's never suffered repercussions for any of the dumb shit that he's ever said. He actually gets benefits for it in the form of, like, Tesla stock going up no matter what. It has a long history of overpromising, or just straight up lying, really, at a certain point it's a lie. Overpromising and under-delivering and never really reaping the repercussions of it. So I think he just
I don't
kinda
know
did
what
that
to say to
thing,
this,
hoping that
man.
people would forget, and most people probably will forget if it happened though.
head start in terms of MMA and being in shape in general that will make it hard for Elon to catch up from the state he is in now. Realistically, I see the fight going like this. Mark lighting him up on the feet, Elon going for the walrus, Mark escaping and guessing out Elon, and if Elon doesn't retire in his corner in the first round, Mark ends it by TKO by a barrage of strikes in the second. So what do you guys think? Do you have Elon or do you have Mark? Is this fight even going to be made? And I know this
No.
fight is, in the words of Dana White, a freak show fight,
Siya ba
but I
natin
still
din?
want this fight to be
Man.
made because it would show a wider audience.
Silpiri
Does
ko
anyone
bitaw.
think Elon would win this? Like anyone? Elon can't even fucking operate this goddamn website that was fine before he bought it.
Guess I would natin din.